Okay, let's continue. Lesson 7. Now, how did Amillennialism appear? Okay, how that doctrine was created. Okay. Now, first consideration that you would understand this. Roman emperor was not happy with the historical pre-millennialism. Okay. Why? Why he did not happy? Because Christians, especially the remnant Christians in these days here, number one, you put down number one. Number one is a remnant Christians. Remnant Christians were anticipating their true King of Kings arriving in this world near 500 years AD. That was their anticipation, their hope. And as I said, God will create millennium kingdom. Millennium kingdom. And Jesus will be King of Kings. Jesus will be King of Kings. And they will be kings. Which is, this idea is what? Historical. That's the historical premillennialism. Premill. King was not happy with this. See, King was a Christian. Don't forget, okay? The emperor was a Christian. But he was not happy with this doctrine. Simply because of the fact that he will lose his position. Okay? It is a very critical thinking here. It's a turning point. Eventually, he will lose his position, emperor position, in the event Jesus appears as the King of Kings. Because these Christians believing around this time, around 500 plus and minus time, Jesus will appear. Therefore, Roman king would be very shaken by these teachings, losing his status as the emperor of the empire. Not only that, he suspected Roman Empire will be disappeared when true King of Kings appears. So this emperor, Roman emperor, although he was a Christian, he was not happy with the Christians' eschatology. Then Christians, historical premier Christian eschatology. Now, secondly, to resolve this issue, the emperor summoned Christian leaders and theologians to find out true biblical eschatology, to make him happy. Now, at that time, a key leading Roman Catholic Church theologian by the name of Augustine. You heard about his name? Very famous man. He was a key Roman Catholic theologian. I give you this is his time here, AD 354 to 430. Man here, okay? And under his leadership, many that time Roman Catholic theologians gathered together to find out possible resolution to satisfy emperor in terms of creating new eschatological doctrine to make him satisfied. Out of their discussions, a new idea had come out. New idea. They came up with new eschatological doctrines called Amillennialism. Okay? Now it came up with Amillennialism. Means, it's a no. Okay? Amillennialism they said this: Emperor, Sir, there are key findings in Amillennialism. They came up with key findings. First, that we review the Bible, then we come up with new way of interpreting the Bible. That's their suggestion to the emperor. Okay, now Bible interpretation should be symbolic and allegorical. Should be symbolic and allegorical. We are denying literal interpretation. That was their suggestion. As a result, Emperor, we deny literal 1,000 years. this millennium kingdom should be interpreted in a way, symbolic and allegorical way. Okay? Then he said, Emperor, don't worry. A millennium kingdom, 1,000 years, is a long period. Not literal 1,000 years. It is a long period. We should interpret this way. And also, Jesus, it's a millennium kingdom. This millennium kingdom has already started. Now, they said this, millennium kingdom had already started. When? When started? His first coming. Now, over here, his first coming is BC 4 and AD 30. This is, they said, millennium kingdom already started. Right here. This is the moment, millennium kingdom had already started. Now we are near 500 here. And these theologians suggested, King, that we are in the midst of the millennium kingdom. Would you write that down? That's important. We are in the midst of the millennium kingdom now. He already came 500 years ago. We are now in the millennium kingdom. Then his second coming will be very long time later. It's a long time later. Long time. This is millennium kingdom. Now, let us pay attention to this teaching here. There is no such a literal 1,000 years. The historical premier people are heretic. They are against the Bible teaching. Millennium kingdom is a long period, symbolically. Millennium kingdom have already started here in early 30. His first coming. So his first coming is the beginning of millennium kingdom. Okay? Then his second coming will be the end of the millennium kingdom. But that period, this period is not literal 1,000 years. It is a long period. Thereby, we are, Emperor, we are in the millennium kingdom. So Jesus already started millennium kingdom, He is ruling us in heaven. Jesus is ruling us in heaven. And then He will come again long time later. Therefore, don't worry about His coming right now. Would you write it down that? That's important. Don't worry about. He will come soon and ruling as the King of Kings, and those Christians saying, we will be kings. Therefore, don't worry, Emperor. You are still King of Kings. Your position will maintain until you die. Don't worry about. Bible teaches this way. Okay? Therefore, don't worry about He will take your position away. Okay? Don't worry about your kingdom will be disappeared at the moment of Jesus' second coming. Don't worry about His second coming. His second coming will be long time later. Now, upon receiving this good news from these theologians, Emperor declared new eschatological doctrines called Amillennialism as an official Roman Catholic Church and Orthodox churches eschatological doctrine. Eventually, historical premillennialism became heretic. Heretic means what? Against the Bible teaching. Okay? So from that time on, which is the beginning of the medieval period, right here. You see? Medieval. All the way. Official Roman Catholics and Orthodox churches eschatological doctrine became Amillennialism. Means no millennium kingdom, literal millennium kingdom. Okay? Discarding what? Historical premillennialism. From that time on, those who teach historical premillennialism will be under the persecution. Officially discarded. No one can boldly teach the historical premillennialism. So that this historical premillennialism stopped its reformation here. From here, this Middle Age, here to here, okay? That's Amiel become official, and historical premill will be not diminished, it disappeared. The later, right upon the Reformation, historical premill regained again, reappeared again. after the Reformation. So, during the 1,000 years of medieval period, no historical premier was teaching. Only nothing but Amil was prevailing in those days. Isn't it interesting? Yeah. It was not happened by chance. Just write it down, that part. It was not happened by chance. Okay? It was God's divine plan. It was God's divine plan to invite new eschatological doctrine during those medieval period. It was God's plan. Now, you can see here, first 500 here, okay? During the time of Jesus, world population during the time is 100 million. During the time of Jesus. Okay? Now, during the time of this, around 500 time, world population was 200 million. Not much. Not much. So this period of time, the society was a simple society, very simple. Simple society. And simple culture. Write down simple culture. Simple economy. Simple philosophy. Everything was simple. And very small population compared to medieval period. Thereby, it was God's plan to those simple people, simple Christians, revealed them simple eschatological doctrines. Simple eschatological doctrines, which is historical premillennialism. There was simple eschatological doctrines. It was very simple. You see, first 500 years, in church period, and 1,000 years thereafter. So they viewed entire this world was just simply how many years? 1,500 years. Okay? Just as simple. So for those simple-minded people, the Holy Spirit inspired them simple eschatological doctrines, which is early church period historical premillennialism. That premillennialism was different from today's premillennialism. Okay? Today's premillennialism that we are now taking is far complex than the early church time premillennialism. So, in order to supplement the early church period historical premillennialism, the Holy Spirit inspired Augustine and their team the new revelation on the eschatological doctrines called Amillennialism. So Amillennialism was prevailed during the medieval period. Population was far greater than previous population. Now, this amillennialism, comparing to the historical premill, is more complex, more sophisticated than previous ones. We will study later Amillennialism. Okay? So it was God's plan, okay, to develop Amillennialism for the sake of us. So I'm not saying Amillennialism is unbiblical. It is also biblical. We have many thoughts and lessons out of that amillennialism we should learn, which I will give you, okay, that particular doctrinal teachings. Yeah. We humbly should learn out of that teachings too. Now here, lecture 7. How did amillennialism appear? I have given you historical background. How the Holy Spirit led them, okay, guided them, transferring from historical premill to amillennialism in view of the historical background and the motivation provided with the emperor to satisfy emperor's demands. Okay, God used that emperor per se. Okay, God used him. Okay, to let the theologians come up with amillennialism. Isn't it interesting? Yeah. So, lecture number 8, I will teach you then what are specific teachings on amillennialism, which I will teach you after the break.